What's up guys, Alex here from Hoppos. I got a cool opportunity to do a little video for you guys. I figured I'd do it for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. I had a company through the name of GC Custom Hinges send me 6 different hinges for me to go over and kind of talk about and to give my honest input on it. So he sent over some hinges to me, and he told me he wanted me to kind of review them, go over them. He wanted me to give them, give you guys and give everyone their honest input on them. So I told him, sure, why not? I'll go ahead and do that. We do a lot of tilt beds here, do a lot of tilt bed hinges, and we're always here again to help. So we want to make sure that people are putting the correct product and they're choosing the right ones correctly based off of their build they're going off of and how extreme they're going. So that's kind of what I'm going to do today. I'm going to kind of do a little overview for you guys to figure out what hinges are going to work the best, which ones I see working the best, which ones I don't see working, and which ones I see have pros and cons. And I'm going to go over pros and cons on both of them. Now I'm doing this and I'm not getting paid for this video. I'm not getting paid through this company. I'm doing this strictly just for more of an educational video for everyone, and really just to help out the mini truck industry and for people to see that there is product out there to be bought and make your life easier as fabbing in your garage or at home or at a shop. So again, I'm gonna start off with, this is the invoice right here that he sent me. I'll start off with GC Custom Hinges. 6 different styles. So first appearance right off the bat, you can see from the smallest here to the biggest. So you can see, they're extreme differences. And of course, for different people, they see the mini trucks and with the dancing beds and the tilt beds and the Z-racks, they see the pressure and they don't see it as how strong it could be. So a lot of guys are gonna say, this will work. And honest opinion, straight off the bat, I love the design. I love the point and everything. And actually, I think these points do go up to, let's see. So these points go up to 1.5 inches. So I would actually, this is the 1.5 inches right here. So I would love to see this with this. He does offer it. He didn't send it to me. I wish he would have, but it's okay. Because you guys could get the idea here of what he's doing. But I just love this design. I like it. It's a little fancier. So this one right here is the 5/8 by 4 1/4. It does have the decorative points on it, which I do like it because I do like the little details on it. Now, right off the bat, he's calling this a 5/8 hinge. If you look here, that guy's really small. You compare it. My pinky to this. It's real small. So for a tilt bed, with a single pump, maybe pushing out 3,000 PSI, I probably wouldn't recommend this one. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna actually put this here and I'm gonna take a hammer to it. And I'm just gonna put it with a piece of wood here and a piece of wood here. And I'm just gonna see what type of force it'll take on a downward. Because as you can see, there is a little bit of play right here. So we'll see what's gonna do. I hate to break these. I hope they don't break. But this is what is this? This is a hot rolled material. And you can see these are hand, spun or hand turned on the lathe. And for $10 each, man, I think this is a great buy. These are just steel and steel. There's no brass inserts. There's no ball bearing on this one. Checking both of them here. No, there's no ball bearing. But the design is great design. I like it. So let's see what it will handle. Again, what I'm going to put into it force-wise is nothing compared to what a tilt bed on a diamond with the weight of a bed and the camper shell on it. Now, not everyone has camper shells, but we're going to see it. So I'm going to come down here real quick and just toss this on here. And I just got a little 5-pound. And I'm not going to go crazy on it. I'm going to hit them all as even as possible, just so you guys can see what it can handle. Alright, so I just took one little hit to it. And it didn't do much. It put a slight little bend in it. No, and I probably maybe put, you guys can see right there. So you can see You know, I maybe put 15, 20 pounds of force into on a 5-pound hammer. So this would probably be cool for something a lot smaller, maybe a tonneau cover lift or something like that. But I probably wouldn't recommend the 5/8 for a tilt bed. So we'll move to the next one. The next one is going to be more of a simplistic. This is a 1 inch by 4 1/4. And again, this is a hot rolled material. I can tell by just looking at the scale on it here. And majority, all of them except for one, have this hot roll. So the hot roll, the downfall on the hot roll is these aren't ready to be welded on. Coming from any welder, you know that the scale is going to have to be cleaned off. So there's going to be a little bit of prep work on this one. Okay, so this one actually has a ball bearing. I don't know if you guys see that there. So this does have a ball bearing. The one thing I'm going to have to say about this one is if this was riding, so let's get this ball bearing. If this was riding like this and your tilt bed was doing this, this would probably be great. But because your tilt bed hinge is going to be this way, the ball bearing isn't going to be doing much. I mean, it will help you slightly, but because of the weight and the downward force on here, it's going to have more drag against this edge than riding on this ball bearing spinning like if it was a gate. So I don't know how much help the ball bearing will be on here, but you know, you never know. I could be wrong. And I probably will try some of these on some tilt beds I got in the back that we're building, and I'll probably try it and see how it pivots and works and everything. And you know, I could be wrong. This could work, but from the way I'm seeing it, I'm seeing that the ball bearing is going to serve more as a downward force this way instead of a sideways load like our tilt beds and the diamonds and double diamond and dumps are going to put on it. So this is the inch and inch and 1/4, or oh sorry, an inch by 4 1/4. Yeah. So this one is calling it an inch, and the shaft itself. Oops, there goes a ball bearing. The shaft itself is right about 5/8. So this truly isn't really a 1 inch hinge. It's a 1 inch outer diameter, but what you're riding on here is actually going to be 5/8. But this one is definitely beefier than the first one we looked at. So this one is going to be on the better side, but me personally, I probably still wouldn't put this on my own build. This would be great on some lighter, lighter stuff. I'm probably going to lean more towards the inch and 1/4 and the inch and 1/2 stuff. That way, I'd rather do it once and not have to worry about it breaking and having to do it again. Because when you do it again, of course, it's more work. So I'm gonna toss this guy on the floor, give it a little smack. Alright, so I gave it a little smack. Don't look too bad. So the 5/8 held up a little bit more. It does have, you can see there, it did bend it a little bit. And that's, again, I'm using a 5-pound hammer, just barely tapping it. So as you can tell, what a Z-Rack's gonna do to this, you can see there. Look at that play that it created. It probably oblonged the inside here a little bit. So the 1 inch one, for a gate with this ball bearing right here, this would probably work great for. I just don't see this being for a tilt bed, but we'll move on to the next one. So I'm gonna say no for a tilt bed on this one. Gates, side fences, stuff like that, cool, because they're a lot lighter with very little force, just your hand opening it or an actuator or something like that opening it. With the hydraulic, maybe 3,000 pounds, I guarantee you, this one, as you can see, look at this is 5/8 and I give it one tap. And that's like, tapping on the switch for hydraulic. I'll do it again. Yep. So you can see there. And you can see there, it's actually bent. So this one in my mind is out of the question. So now we're gonna move on to the 1 inch by 5 1/2 long. And this one, of course, is a lot thicker. Or wider, sorry. It's the same thickness. So again, there's not really much more to say about this one because it's the same, what he's calling outer diameter on here. It's the same outer diameter. It is a hot rolled material. And for a tilt bed, again, it's running on those bearings. And actually, is this bearing different than this bearing? Okay, so that's kind of weird. So on the 1 inch by 4 1/4 long is actually running a bigger bearing than the 1 inch by 5 1/2, which I would think it would be opposite, but I mean, maybe there's a different reason for that. But again, I think these ones for tilt beds and mini trucks and Z-racks, I think these are still too small in my opinion. Now we're gonna move into the ones that I'm really gonna favor. The stuff that looks like it's not gonna break as soon as you look at it. You know, look at the difference here. You can see the difference. I mean, this is like, I don't know, I'll give you guys a reference. There's a Sharpie, there's the first hinge. There's a Sharpie, and this one is 1 1/4 inch. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say I like this one a lot better. It looks stronger, it looks beefier. It is unfortunately still a hot roll, which I'm not a fan of. I'm more a fan of a cold roll because the hot roll is more of a cheaper material. But yeah, definitely look at that. Definitely way better. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say yes. Yes, mini truck, tilt bed, Z-rack. I could see this handling the load and the weight. Let's see what this measures here. I got a rag around here, wipe this off. All right. So this is measuring just slightly over 3/4 inch, which that's perfect. I think that's great. For any of you guys that are building some crazy Z-racks out there, I'm sure you guys have all seen those viral videos. My boy 8X out there, Black Ops, he's holding it down out there. I don't know what kind of hinges he's running, but he probably needs something thicker than this. 8X, I know you would probably still break this guy. I've seen what your trucks are doing. So shout out to 8X. Shout out to all the dudes out there in the mini truck world that are freaking posting these videos and they're making, you know, this scene come back. But back to this, I'm gonna say yes right off the bat. I know I'm not gonna bend this one. If I barely made a dent in the 1 inch one, the 1 1/4 inch, I know I'm not gonna break. I'm kind of really skipping over this one because I'm kind of like eyeballing this next one, which is the same exact thing, but cold rolled. Yes, this is what I like here. So this is, I can already tell you, this is probably gonna be one of my favorite ones. Because he went into a cold roll material, I'm actually excited about this one. This one is just gonna weld so much cleaner. Of course, you know, any professional welder, anyone that welds is gonna tell you you're still gonna wanna clean your surface before you weld it. And something like this, you know, if you're going and you're doing, you know, a true weld test, you'd probably do like a 3-pass on this with your root and, you know, your, okay. But realistically, we know that we're doing this, oops, drop the ball bearing. So this actually kind of trips me out here. Okay, so look at this little ball bearing here versus that ball bearing, which is bigger. Let's see if I can. So again, I think these are a multi-purpose hinge. And the only reason I'm saying that is, you know, I'm not a hinge designer, but I build this stuff and I beat this stuff up all day. So I'm really saying that these hinges are more designed for a force being acted upon them this way instead of this way. Because if you would have one, Jesus, that bearing keeps falling out. If you would have it on this way, this would pretty much be like a wheel bearing in an axle, you know? So you'd want to have a rotating bearing this way instead of a ball bearing this way. But that really doesn't make the difference in this because most of the stuff, even the ones like that I build, most of the time we don't even put bearings in it because there's really no need for it. It's just kind of something that will eventually fail, which we normally try to stay away from. So I really kind of want to weld on this one because I want to see how it would do, but I'll probably have to save that for later. But I'm going to say for a tilt bed Z-rack, I would definitely roll with this one for sure. So the 1.25 inch by 5.5 long. This is the new one that he just released. And for the pricing, these are only $35 each. That's actually a great price because the machining on it isn't bad. You could definitely tell it's done by hand because the variations between, you know, here, the cutoff, and so it's not bad. It's really not bad. If this guy is sitting, you know, if this company, GC Hinges, is pumping these out by hand, dude, mad props, because I definitely wouldn't do it. That's just a lot of work, especially to think if you do like a dump diamond, like a 3-stage or a Z-rack, whatever one calls it, you're gonna say, I would probably want to run 3 of these per stage. So you're talking about 9 hinges, and for $35, you guys just send him your debit card, because seriously, you're not gonna even want to attempt to buy this material, drill it out, you know, put a Zerk fitting on it. And actually, that's one great thing I really like about these. It has a Zerk fitting on it, so that's actually a nice feature. That, and I believe every single one so far, yeah, every one except for the pointed one has it. So 1 inch, or actually 1.25 inch diameter, and this was measuring. Oh, this is. Oh, this okay. See, this is really why I like this one then. So of course I said it looks beefier. This is actually almost a 7/8 shaft on the inside. So of course on the OD he's calling it you know, 1.25 inch, which it is. It's truly 1.25 inch. Well, actually, let me check that. It is. It's an 1.25 inch material. But what I look at and the way I see it is, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So, you know, it's like the dudes that you see that are all yoked out on top, but they forgot and they skip leg day. You know, this guy might knock the crap out of you with these big alarms, but you guys see the skinny legs, just run, you know? But you're as strong as your weakest link. And this would be the weakest link, which in this case is not a weak link. This is gonna be 7/8 thick by 1.25 inch wide by 5.5 long, which the 5.5 is great. Gives you great surface area for welding on both sides, and I'm sure this would freaking spin great as the bed's dumping or on a diamond here, especially once they get greased. So I'm gonna say yes on the 1.25 inch, which I did say yes on this one. The only reason I kind of say no is because it's hot rolled. I don't care for a hot rolled. I'm not a fan of hot rolled. I like cold rolled. Cold rolled, spend the extra money. And these ones, price difference for $5, $30 versus $35, spend the $5 difference. It's gonna be a lot cleaner. It's gonna be actually stronger for you. Now we're gonna move into his very last one. His very last one, actually, I forgot something. I'm supposed to try to break this. So a lot of you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy. You know, I got almost $400 worth of hinges here, and I'm taking a hammer to them. But what is a test without a hammer and without breaking stuff? So let's take a good swing to this one. Nothing. Spitting freely. You could actually kind of, there goes the bearing again. You can kind of see where I hit it. I'm hitting it dead center here. And there's very little play on it. And I like that. So as you can see, the thicker shaft is definitely going to help. Where did that bearing go? Lost that bearing. This is the one I'd probably roll with, along with this one here. I'm so confident in this one, and this is the 1.25 inch cold rolled. I'm gonna bang on it again. And you guys can't, I don't know if you can see me. You guys can't see me. 5 pound. And you know, let's be realistic. No one's taking a hammer to your Z-rack. But my, you know, 40, 60 pounds I'm putting up downward force with a 5 pounds of hammer, or 5 pound hammer, is very minimal compared to the 3,000 PSI on an instant jolt on 24 or 36 volts. Still solid. GC hinges, beautiful design. You guys buy these. I'm not sure what he recommends on like how many per. Me, I'd go I don't know, let's see. Let's just say like a standard Z rack, around 26 to 28 inches on the stage, the small stage. Me personally, I'd probably run 3 of these. I'd probably run 3 of these per stage. That's just me being overcautious. And now we're going on to these big bad boys right here. These are the 1.5 inch diameter by 5.5 long. And this is a hot rolled material. As you guys know, I'm not a fan of hot rolled, but look at that guy. That is solid right there. Look at my thumb versus the shaft on there. Let's measure this guy. Yeah, I don't have a rag around, so I'm just wiping on my jacket. 1 inch. 1 inch shaft. That is amazing. I'm really digging that. So this one, does this one have a ball bearing in it? I can't tell. Oh, yeah, it has a lot of grease. So there is a ball bearing in this one as well. So I could feel it again. Ball bearing, Zerk fitting, hot rolled though. But hot rolled isn't so bad. It takes a little more work. You gotta clean it up. You gotta grind it up. But I just prefer cold rolled over the hot roll. But as far as this one, you got a 1 inch inner shaft, and that's what I would aim for. I would aim for the bigger the better. You know, it's when you're spending this much money on a vehicle or on something you're customizing, you're better off just spending an extra couple bucks and knowing in your like to yourself and in your head that you feel more comfortable because it is bigger, stronger. That's what I would do. I would want to go the bigger the better. I mean, as you can see, I love this one, the pointed look. And he did say, he left me a little note on here, and he says that the pointed ones come in sizes up to 1.5 inches, which this is 1.5 inches. So I would love to see this one with the points on it. Man, that would be that'd be the ones I would probably rock on, you know, my next truck. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying I'm building one. I'm not saying I'm building another one. I'm not saying I am building or not building. Great. You know what's going to happen? And my phone's going to be like, ding, ding, ding. Oh, did you guys hear? Alex Hop was building another truck. It's funny how the word gets out so quick. But I'm digging these. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hinges, I'm going to give 3 a yes. I'm going to give these 3 a no. Which, it's not that they're bad in design. It's just for what we're doing it for and what you guys are looking for. You guys are looking to have fun. You're lifting up this bed with a super shell that you just spent all this money on by putting the blazer windows in and rag top. And you don't want to take the chance of it breaking just because you only want to spend $10 versus a $30, a $35, or a $40 hinge. Spend the money and do it correctly. Do it once and let's not have to worry about it again. Because we all know that if you cheap out the first time, you're going to spend double the second time, and it's not going to look as good as if you did it the first time. You know, good work ain't cheap and cheap work ain't good. And that goes for the same thing for product. And I got to say, for these being hand done and USA made, I think the pricing is great. You know, we own our own machine shop here, and I mean, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for the pricing. I think GC Hinges has a great product here. I would definitely recommend the bigger ones. If you guys are building something smaller, these ones would work great. But for what we're building on tilt bed world and tilt bed, you know, if you're going to dump, you could probably get away with these. Now these are the 1 inch ones. You know, if you're going dump diamond or dump diamond or 3-stage, 4-stage, Z-rack, scissor, reverse, I'd definitely spend the extra not going to the 1.5 inches. And I wish, I don't know if he does, maybe he does offer the 1.5 inches in a cold roll, and then that'd be the one I'd be like, dude, just grab me like, I don't know, 10 for 10 stages or something, or 20, I don't know. I would definitely use these though, for sure, man. And so, for you guys that are interested, you guys can see that is actual pricing here. It's $320 for all these hinges here, which for a tilt bed, that's not a lot of money. And this could have done, you know, could have done a stage here with these ones and stuff like that. So the price point on it, guys, coming from my point of view, is great. I think it is very, very reasonable for the price you're getting here. Again, me personally, I'd stay away from the smaller stuff and I'll go to the bigger ones. I would just rather do it once and not do it twice. And here, he does have a website if you guys are interested in this, and I will put it in my description below. It's under gchinges.weebly.com. Pretty much it comes down to 3 are great, but not for tilt beds. These 3 are great for tilt beds. In my opinion, I think these are some of the best hinges I've seen. Compared to, I mean, there's a lot of other hinges out there. You know, there's hinges that you can buy at Patton's and still places and stuff like that. But as far as for the weight that we're putting on it, the side load that we're putting on it on a diamond, the pressure of a hydraulic pump and hydraulic cylinder and ram against this, I go with these hinges. There's other versions of these hinges, of course. You know, we make our own. A lot of guys make their own. But these ones were sent to me by GC Custom Hinges. And they got to me in a pretty timely manner. By the time he said he was going to send it to me, I got them pretty quick. So again, I say for the price of these, it's almost a no-brainer, man. Really, you just can't go wrong with the price and what the product that you're getting for it. I'd say buy it. You know, there's really no other thing to it. I think it's just going to work great for what you guys are doing, especially if you're doing it on like you know, a 1/2-inch thick rack. At these being 1 1/4 inch, it gives you plenty of meat to weld, you know, the 1/2 inch to the 1/2 inch with the spacing, correct spacing between it. I think it's just gonna be a perfect fit overall. You might have to overlap them in order for them to close if you're doing certain stages in certain ways. But, you know, that comes down to when you're building it, you're gonna figure that part out. As far as quality wise, I'd say there's nothing really wrong with these on the bigger end scale for what we're doing. So again, you know, thank you for GC Hinges for sending these out to me. You know, hopefully I wasn't too rough on you. I wanted to be honest with it, and you know, I want to be honest for your customers, for our customers, and for the tilt bed world. I want you guys to know, you know, my true thoughts on it. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you know, to buy this one, and you know, this thing is about 1/4 inch thick, and tell you, yeah, you know, do 10 stages on this guy. No, this is gonna break. This one will break. Beautiful design. Remember, he says he offers these points all the way up to the 1.5 inch, which is the big solid. I'm gonna call this guy, I don't know, the woolly mammoth hinge, just because I feel like it. And that's what I would probably use, is these big suckers right here. So hopefully you guys liked this little video, a little more insight on it. Again, these hinges will be available, not through us. We actually don't sell these at all. These are going to be available through GC Custom Hinges. Right there, you can see it. And I want you guys to see, you know, the invoice and this. You know, he made this happen. He did, you know, contact me. He wanted me to do a video and wanted my honest opinion. So, oh, you know what I didn't do on these guys? I didn't hammer the crap out of it, which I know it's not going to break, but I want you guys to see. I'm going to move this. Let me see where's my wood's right here. I am going to hammer on it because I hammer on all the other ones. So why wouldn't I hammer on these? Let's get this wood set up here. 5 pound. And let's just give this guy a good whack. Get a good swing. So you guys can know, like, I'm not, you know, BSing when I'm saying I'm smacking it. Look, I mean, I'm ripping the wood apart. And just for the heck of it, we're going to do it again. I want you to see how strong these ones are, because I know these ones aren't going to fail. Probably should be wearing safety glasses. OSHA probably doesn't approve of this. We're going to do it again. So, there's a little bit of water down there. Look at that. Still spinning great. Didn't even bend it. Didn't tweak it. The only thing I did is I almost got a splinter. So there you guys go. There's my honest thoughts, my opinions on these hinges. My name's Alex. Thank you guys. I'm Alex from Hoppos, as a lot of you guys know me. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, tag us, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys do it. Spread the word on these videos. The more you guys spread the word on these videos, the more I'll be able to do. It's that simple, right? So thank you guys again for following, for making this video possible. GC Hinges. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys. And, well, you guys have a good night, and bye.